Hello, greatness. You are welcome and tuned into Heirs of God TV, perfecting saints to become like Christ. Stay tuned for another inspiring episode from your host. And now, let's welcome Dr. Vincent Oppong.
Hello, greatness. How are you doing today? I believe you are doing fantastic. It's another day as we seek the wisdom of God to find our way beyond. And today, in lesson number 7, we want to talk about imagine the God you. Imagine the God you. Now, we ask you to try to imagine yourself in the consciousness of your God self and to see with his eyes this self you call you. And the other selves around you and the world you live in. In the first place, know that as he is all wise, all loving, and all powerful, and is still you, but a perfect you, he must have a perfect mind and body, but not like your physical self. His body is that image and likeness of God in which man was originally formed. And if God made man like himself, who could change man's perfect being? Not even man himself. My goodness. Then man must still be perfect. Yes, it cannot be otherwise. For think you anyone could alter or bring to naught any perfect thing God created? I'll take that part again. For do you think that anyone could alter or bring to naught any perfect thing that God created? We know you are asking, how then did man become so changed? He is not changed. The real man is not changed. He is that your higher self, the real you, that perfect man, just as God created him to be, as he now sees him, and as he will always be. Now, listen. What you and others see are just mortal man's creations, not God's. They are merely the creations of man's fancied separate mind and have no existence except in his brain mind's consciousness. When God gave man free will, he gave him the power to think as he wills, which means to create. He could think good, God's thought, or evil, not God's thought. Man did not realize his God nature then. He had only his human nature to judge by, and the only way to learn was not by taking God's or anyone's word for things, but by thinking, by trying and finding what his creations, the things, the conditions, and people of his world were not. Let me take that part again. I think it's pretty good. He said, man could not think good. Or man could think good, God's thought, or evil, not God's thought. Man did not realize his God nature then. He had only his human nature to judge by. And the only way to learn was not by taking God's or anyone's word for things or how things are supposed to be, but by thinking and trying and finding what his creation, the things, the conditions, and the people of his world were not. And so he thought and created and tried from the beginning to make perfect things and conditions in his world of his consciousness, with the results you see everywhere, all around you. Not that many men back through the ages have not learned the truth. The truth we are trying to teach you, that they can do nothing of themselves, but with the help of the God within them, they can do all things, can have all things, and can be all things. And with this help, such have come into and are now dwelling in their Christ consciousness, and they are one with him and are doing the Father's work on earth, even as others are doing it in heaven. And that brings us to the end of lesson number 7. Imagine the God you. Imagine the God you. In the next lesson, lesson number 8, we are going to talk about the Christ consciousness. The Christ consciousness. And after that, we will go to the next steps. The next steps. And we might conclude with God and Mammon. God and Mammon. So God richly bless you. And as always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on becoming all you were born to be. Because there is a way beyond this dimension. And that is the way we need to walk on. I love you. And I'll see you in the next lesson. The Christ consciousness. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Heirs of God TV, perfecting saints to become like Christ. Thanks for tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on becoming all you were born to be.